The main event starts.
All right, black and white sports supporters. Well, my goodness, I got to give Caitlin Clark fans a lot of credit. Y'all did not miss. You did not miss. A lot of people, a lot of slows on the Twitter and on the social media space right now doing their little victory laps over that scam known as Unrivaled.
What was hailed as the biggest moment in women's basketball quickly unraveled under closer examination, with bold attendance claims falling apart the moment real scrutiny began. The so-called historic milestone started to look less like a breakthrough and more like a spectacle propped up by fragile figures and highly questionable decisions. As the excitement faded, the reality pointed to a clear effort to shape perception rather than reflect authentic fan energy, leaving supporters stunned and disillusioned by what felt like a serious disconnect from the truth. This wasn't a simple error or harmless exaggeration. It came across as a polished illusion that collapsed under pressure, triggering backlash and forcing the sport world to confront an uncomfortable and highly public reckoning.
The space right now doing their little victory laps over that scam known as Unrivaled's greatest basketball day in the history of women's anything. By the way, on a side note, you know, there was a volleyball game at Nebraska, women's, that drew 92,000 fans. Is that something I shouldn't bring up, or unrivaled? Too soon for me to bring that up, because you got people doing the largest attendance ever for a women's sporting event. No.
Online platforms lit up with early celebrations, declaring it the most significant day ever for women's basketball and amplifying bold claims of historic success. Commentators and digital personalities pushed the moment as a defining breakthrough, promoting a storyline of unmatched achievement and rapid progress. But behind the wave of excitement, a growing undercurrent of doubt started to surface, as sharper voices began questioning whether praise matched reality. As the buzz settled and closer details came into view, confidence gave way to skepticism, with inconsistencies emerging that cast serious doubt on the sweeping claims and challenged the foundation of what had been promoted as a landmark event.
For me to bring that up, because you got people doing the largest attendance ever for a women's sporting event. No, false. Oh, 21,490. I did a video earlier where I just came right out and said this is some scammy, shady bullshit. Excuse my language. Because if you don't think for a second that politically driven corporations didn't get involved in this, if you don't think they didn't find a way to give out tickets to everything they possibly could,
that largest attendance in women's sports history narrative melted almost instantly under basic fact-checking. One glaring and highly inconvenient detail rose to the surface. A Nebraska women's volleyball matchup had already packed in roughly 92,000 spectators, a massive benchmark that many of the loudest celebrators somehow overlooked. That verified figure, reached without the same promotional frenzy, made the recent boast look not just inflated but flat-out incorrect. As that reality set in, the once vocal supporters of the claim went noticeably quiet, their sudden silence speaking volumes. It felt less like an honest mistake and more like a storyline that collapsed the moment it faced straightforward scrutiny.
Celebrities buy pools of tickets. I heard that a Wnba player bought 60 tickets for friends and family. You see, one damn player bought 60 tickets. You see how that works? This is some BS. All right? And I called it out earlier. I said, don't look. If you guys believe this is legit, without no help from woke corporations buying pools of tickets, woke celebrities buying tickets, you're as
The real turnout for Unrivaled settled at just 21,490, a figure revealed after the early hype that sharply clashed with a record-setting narrative. While solid in isolation, it fell far short of the historic milestone it had been promoted as, making the contrast impossible to ignore. The gap between the bold messaging and the verifiable numbers exposed a serious disconnect, prompting fresh doubts about the event's credibility and the story built around it. To many observers, it didn't feel like a harmless mix-up, but a calculated move that shifted expectations in plain sight, resembling a public-facing switch in narrative that couldn't stand up to basic verification.
Look, if you guys believe this is legit, without no help from woke corporations buying pools of tickets, woke celebrities buying tickets, you're as delusional as the players that won't sign to CBA right now. So, some people tried to bring Caitlin Clark into this. Oh, look at all the people here, and Caitlin Clark's nowhere to be seen. Well, yeah, she's not playing in that ratchet-ass league, that 3x3 league that is literally hanging on by a thread. My boy Ben Daniel, in his video earlier,
murmurs about outside influence quickly escalated into direct accusations, with critics arguing that powerful interests had embedded themselves in the event not to uplift the sport, but to steer a broader narrative. The alleged tactic was straightforward yet deeply questionable. Large-scale ticket purchases followed by wide distribution, a move seen by some as a way to boost optics rather than reflect genuine demand. In this view, the focus shifted from authentic fan participation to controlled image building, using institutional weight to frame the outcome as a symbolic win. As that perspective gained traction, the story took on a more skeptical tone, exposing what many saw as a calculated push that prioritized perception over transparency.
The one that broke the women's attendance. Oh, shit. It's a bad idea. You went out there running your mouth. It was a bad idea because you got checked. Somebody checked your head right off your neck. Right out of the gate, J-Mac. Oh, you mean this 55,000 right here with Caitlin Clark? It was one game, not two. Yeah, by the way, wasn't this like an unrivaled doubleheader?
Specific instances quickly surfaced, reinforcing the doubts. One notable report highlighted a top WNBA player buying an astonishing 60 tickets for friends and family, a gesture that, while possibly sincere, instantly became a striking example of how attendance figures could be manipulated. If a single individual could move the needle so significantly, the impact of corporations or high-profile influencers was even more apparent. The scenario painted a vivid picture. Countless seats were likely occupied not by genuine fans, but by strategically placed giveaways, further undermining the event's credibility and fueling skepticism about the authenticity of the celebrated turnout.
Over 55,000 fans showed up. Oh, you done called the fans out now. That right there, this is the University of Iowa. Heard of it? The Hawkeyes, they literally put a basketball game in the football stadium. That's what they did. They told Kurt Ferentz and whichever future NFL tight end on the team, y'all going to have to get off the field. Y'all going to have to get off the field because Caitlin Clark's going to play. So let me just give you a little specific here. The Iowa Hawkeyes played a historic women's